Hey guys, welcome to Girl Take Note. I am your host, Shaunie Sanders, of course. And if you're watching this or if you're listening to this, it is New Year's Eve 2024. And we are on the brink of entering a new year of 2025. And around this time is when a lot of us begin to set resolutions, goals, vision boards, everything that we're trying to accomplish, right? Really want to start the year strong. And I feel like I do that every year, but for some reason, a lot of times I don't really accomplish what I set out to do. This is Girl Take Note, a podcast for women who are looking to turn their dreams into reality. I did all the stuff last year. I did the vision boards. I wrote down my goals. I didn't do resolutions. I just did goals that I wanted to accomplish. And I had a list of goals that I wanted to accomplish, right? Really, I felt like overwhelming list, honestly. I did all the things I was supposed to do. I did all the, make sure your house is clean before the new year comes in. Make sure you don't wash clothes on that day. Make sure all your clothes are clean. Make sure you have money in your pocket on New Year's Eve so you don't be broke for the year. Make sure when someone walks in your house, the first person walks in your house is a man and he has money in his pocket. So that way you won't have bad luck. Make sure you have black eyed peas and cook the black eyed peas and the rice and all that stuff that we normally cook on New Year's Day. Well, guess what? I'm not doing any of that shit this year. Because honestly, I did all of that last year. In 2024, as you guys know, if you've been following my podcast, following my episodes, my solo episodes, you know 2024 is probably like the worst fucking year of my life, right? Worst year of my life. And so I'm not doing any of that shit because I did all that shit last year. I'm not doing another vision board. I'm telling people now, don't invite me to your vision board party, virtually or physically, because I did that shit last year and I didn't even accomplish half of the stuff that was on my vision boards. I'm really working off vision board from 2024. I'm not doing a new one for 2025. I'm not having this long list of goals that I want to reach for 2025. I'm just not doing it. And what I realized with going into 2025, especially since I'm starting a whole new chapter of my life. I'm entering my second phase of life because I'll be 50 years old on January 8th. And that's actually within, 8 days from now. So not only if I'm entering this new year, I'm entering a new chapter of my life as well. And what I realized that I didn't know the past 49 years is that I'm going to simplify things so much this year. And what I mean by simplify things, I mean, even when it comes to the number of platforms that I'm currently on, I'm going to narrow it down to 2 platforms that I'm really going to focus on. I'm going to narrow my business down to focus, really hone in on truly what can really bring me in financial stability. And I really don't want to stretch myself too thin. I don't want to do any of that shit that I did the past 2 years, the past year, right? Because 2024 was a real fucking shit show for me. It was a real shit show. And what has been so ironic is that I've been on TikTok and all these different other platforms, and I've seen so many people talk about how 2024 has really been a hard year. And I mean, bigger content creators who have millions of followers who have been like going through the toughest year of their life, right? Behind the scenes, because they don't show everything on social media. And so I just feel like I'm doing things so differently this year. I only have 2 things that I want to accomplish this year. Just 2. And I only set out to accomplish 2 things because these 2 things that I'm about to tell you will change the trajectory of my life, period. And no, weight loss is not one of them. I'm sorry to tell you, it's not. I put weight loss on my list every year, and damn it, I barely get to it. So this year, and it's so funny how I just came from the doctor not today, but yesterday. I came from the doctor and I realized that my health has to come first no matter what. So it's not about, for right now, to me, it's not about vanity, about, oh, I got to lose weight. I got to be this fit, nice looking person. It's more so like, okay, girl, you 50, your health is at risk. You have to start taking things more seriously. You have to put things first and move all that bad habits and leave all that shit in 2024 because you cannot take that with you in 2025. That's not how the next 50 years of your life are going to go, right? 50 years and beyond. I'm not limiting myself, but I really have to put my health first. And so that's already on the forefront. I'm not even putting that down as one of my goals I want to accomplish. That's just something I have to do. There's no negotiating with that, right? But I want to live things a lot more simplified. And I'm going to truly simplify my life. And you know what also I realized? Going into 2025, I'm going to say yes to a lot more things. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm that kind of person where, listen, I don't listen. It's hard for somebody to tell me something, I'm going to listen to it. I'm really, I am that kind of person. I'm being very transparent with you guys right now. If you tell me something like, girl, you should do this or this or this, I might be like, okay, girl, girl, I'm not going to do it. Right? Because I feel like I'm going to do it how I would want to do it. And also I know that because I have that mindset and that pride, I'm prideful. So one of my friends told me, said, girl, you know what? You're really going to have to stop being so prideful going into 2025. And she said, not meaning that, you're boasting or whatever. She said, it's that ideal of, I just have to do it myself. You're just going to want to do everything yourself. And when she said that to me, I was just like, oh my God, she's right. I don't ask for help. I don't reach out to people who say, hey, reach out to me. I would love to help you expand on your podcast, expand on your business, help you with whatever you need. I don't reach out to people because I don't want to need people. I don't want people to disappoint me. And that's something that I have to deal with, right? That's a me thing. Because going into 2025, I'm going to be open to those relationships. I'm going to be open to asking for what I need. I'm not going to just expect people to know. I'm not going to just be like, you know what, I'm just going to do it myself. I'm not living like that no more. I've been living like that for the last damn near all my life. Going into my next chapter, if I really want to see growth, if I really want to see opportunities, I have to move outside of my comfort zone and I have to ask people for help. I have to ask for what I want and look for steps to get there. And so that's what I'm going to do going into 2025. I am going to actually ask for help. I'm going to say yes to a lot more things that I normally would say no to. I'm definitely going to say yes to a lot more things, take in more advice and criticism a lot better that people like to give. Not saying that I'm going to be, listen to what everybody tell me to do now. I'm not doing that, but I'm just going to be a little bit more considerate of what people suggest, because I'm telling you right now, sometimes I'm not that person. And I'm going to actually reach out to people and ask for what I need. Make those meaningful connections and those meaningful relationships that I talk about, but I don't make them myself, right? And so I'm going to be a lot more intentional going into 2025. And so a few things, and that's what I mean by I don't have a lot I want to accomplish for 2025 because I have two major things that's going to take a lot of different steps for me to achieve these things. But I want to be more open to other people's ideas, suggestions. I want to be able to ask for more help this time around versus just thinking I can do it on my own. Like, we have to get out of that mindset that, I'm just going to do it myself. I have been living that shit for so long that I don't ask for help simply because I'm afraid that people are going to tell me, oh, I can't, or either they're going to have me depend on them, they're going to fail me, or they're going to disappoint me. And I don't want to live like that no more. I don't want to live in the thing of like expecting people to disappoint me, expecting people to not want to help me. So I don't want to live like that no more. So I am going to move past that pride. I'm going to move past that and really start actively asking people more, expanding my circle, my network, to include people who are at a certain level already that I really am inspiring to be at. And I know a lot of people like that already. I have so many people that come on my podcast this past year, wonderful guests that have come on my podcast who want to stay connected with me, but I just didn't stay connected. And that's, like I said, that's a prideful thing for me because I don't like asking nobody for anything. So, but I'm moving forward. That's all going to change. That is all going to change. I'm going to ask for what I need. If someone offer me help, I'm actually going to take it. And I'm not going to go into 2025 with this mindset that I can do it all myself, that I don't need nobody. I'm going to do it all myself, because we're so good at doing that, especially women. We get in that mindset of like, I don't need nobody. I'm going to do it all myself. That's not a good place to be. Every entrepreneur that I talked to on this podcast within the past year have all said, in order to scale, in order to grow, you have to have a team. You have to recruit other people to help. And I have to get into that mindset if I want to see myself achieve greatness. And so those are kind of like the things that I'm thinking about for 2025, me personally. But let me tell you the two things that I'm only looking to accomplish for 2025. For 2025, I'm looking to get this podcast signed with a major streaming platform. Like, I want a major deal, right? I want to be on the Call Her Daddy level. Like, she got $100 million deal. I'm looking to get a major deal. And now, because I know I want to be approached by those streaming platforms, or either me actively seek them, make partnerships, connections with people who work at these platforms, that's going to take me curating episodes that's really going to garner their attention in the opportunity that I need. And so you'll see maybe me begin to condense episodes. You might not see so many episodes from me because I'm really trying to be thoughtful and curate episodes that's going to be truly helpful, but also bring on people who are successful, who are well known, who can really help me get to that next step. Because that's really a lot of times what it's going to take. And so now I have to really break down what is it going to take for me to get to that level. And because I have to break that down into steps, because it's not just about having that overarching thing that you want to achieve. It's about, okay, now how do I actually achieve it? How do I actually get this done? For me, it also could be, you know what, you might need management. It might not be you actively seeking and connecting. It might be you being able to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to find myself a good podcast manager that can be seeking and actively looking for opportunities for us to grow, more exposure, for us to get more exposed to those platforms. So those are the things that I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about a multitude of things. I'm thinking about just two things. And the second thing I'm thinking that I'm really trying to accomplish this year is to truly monetize my platforms for Girl Take No Podcast and Shaunie Sanders. I have two platforms that I work. And I want to truly see those monetized, because if I truly monetize those platforms the way I know I can, they can lead me, they can change completely the trajectory of my life, right? Financially, put me on a whole new level. So that's why I said I only need two things done, because those two things can really help set off different things that can happen in my life, different opportunities, my way of life, my way of being, all that great stuff. But like I said, with those two things, now I have to say to myself, Shaunie, if you want to monetize your platforms, right, you get some, but not really where you should be. What steps do I need to take to get there? So now I'm thinking about, okay, what do I need to do to get to a place where I know I have a consistent stream of income coming in? And I want to think about this straight off the bat, monetization straight off the year, because I didn't do that last year in 2024. I really didn't. I didn't do that last year, and I want to go into this year with a completely different mindset. I want to be intentional, I want to be focused, and I want to be faithful. I want to put God first. I want to seek God's advice on everything, and I want to be faithful. So that's really what I'm looking at. We're going into 2025. It's not about resolutions. It's not about, I'm going to put this on my vision board. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm not doing any of that this year. I'm really focusing on those two things and the steps that I need to take to get those two things done. And personally, and what's so funny is that I'm focusing on those two things, but even all the stuff that I need to do for me personally, like, hey, say yes to more things. Ask for what you want. People want to give you help. Let them give it to you. Accept it. Those will actually help me achieve those two things that I'm trying to accomplish. So I have all this, the things that I want to accomplish, all the little things that I have working, all coincide with it. They're not separate things. They all come back to the greater purpose. And that's just where I'm at going into 2025. That's just where I'm at going into this next phase of my life and going into my 50s. I am not trying to be stretched thin. I'm not trying to be on every platform. I'm going to really focus on two platforms. I really am when it comes to social media. And depending on what happened with TikTok, hopefully it stays. If it doesn't, it'll be just YouTube and Instagram. But if not, then it'll be TikTok and YouTube. It really is like I'm really trying to hone in and really build community, really see things move into a different direction. And to do that, I have to be focused. I have to be dedicated to my content schedule. I have to be intentional. So that's what I really see my 2025 looking like. It's really making intentional steps towards the things that I truly want for my life. We all want financial freedom. We all want to be able to pick up and go as we please, right? We all want to be able to travel. I didn't say any of that stuff because I know the things I'm working on will get me to those places. But I do have to map out the plan. I have to map out the steps that it's going to take for me to get there. That's why I encourage you, if you're listening or watching this episode, I encourage you to don't put all these things you want to achieve on your list for 2025. Hone in. If you can find 1 to 2 things that can actually get you everything else, that's all you need. You don't have to say, I want to travel more this year. If you make more, you'll travel more. If you have more freedom, you'll travel more. So think about your goals in that manner, where we can narrow down, where it's not all about well, this is what I need to do. Oh, I need to do this, prioritize this, and this. It becomes overwhelming and then nothing gets done. If you say you want to prioritize self-care, of course, whatever self-care is to you, you will make room for it. If it means I want to do more spa days, I want to do more things, I want to go and travel and do this, then make sure you provide the means so you can do so. That's really, to me, what it's going to take. And this is, like I said, this is just how I'm doing it. I'm not telling everybody that this is how they have to do it, but I just know that I am just not getting caught up in all. I already see people doing on social media. Oh, I did my vision board. Oh, it's time to do my vision board. Oh, this and that. That's great. And I'm not down in nobody for doing vision boards. I'm not down in nobody for having these long lists of goals. I'm just telling you right now, for me going into this next phase of my life, I have to minimalize things. I have to simplify things because I'm an overthinker. I have to ask for truly what I want, allow people to help me who want to, and say yes to a lot more things. That's truly what I'm looking to do. Shit, I even got to get outside more because I'm such a homebody. I will stay home. And I even got to get outside more because in order for me to connect and network more people, I have to be out. In order for me to expand my network, I have to be out. I have to connect more. Even on social media, I have to connect more with people. So that's my plan for 2025, is that I'm more intentional, focused, and faithful. That's really what it is. And I'm trying to focus, and I'm really going to achieve those two things. And my podcast has always been one of the things that I love to do because it brings me joy. And to see this really become something greater, it will be, it'll just give me I think my heart would be full. Right. I have appreciated everyone who's come on my show, who I've interviewed, every entrepreneur who are truly successful. So that's what I'm saying. I am interviewing successful entrepreneurs who have fought through the hurt, the disappointment, the challenges, the financial hardship, and who have made it out and said, you know what? Now I'm here. Now I can share my story and help other people get there, inspire other people to get there. And so for me, I have to stay connected more with the people who come on my show because they all want to connect. And I'm like, I have to stay connected more. And I'm going to make sure that I do that because this is what I see for myself full time. This is what I see. I see this for myself full time. And so I'm excited. And I want it to be something that people will come and see and want to watch and want to download and want to continue to do and be inspired. That's what I've always wanted for this podcast, for me to be inspired by it. For women to be inspired, to know that they can turn their passions into profits and truly live and create the life they always wanted. That's what I always did this podcast for. If you don't take anything from this episode, know that 2025 definitely need to be done differently. We always say that every year, I'm going to do things differently. And we don't. We continue to do things the exact same. And I want a different outcome this year. I don't want to be on God's struggling list no more. I just don't. His strong and struggle. I want to be on the blessed and highly favored list this year. And so in order for me to do that, I have to do things differently and I have to take a different approach. And I'm going to do that. So you might see a lot more solo episodes from me. I'm going to continue with my interview episodes, of course, with my great guests that come on. But as I said, I want to thank every guest that has been on the Girl Take No podcast. I really appreciate it. They are the reason why my show has become successful as it has, where the reason why I get close to 10,000 downloads a month. And I just want to continue to see that grow. I want to continue to see me do more and open myself up more. So cheers to everyone going into 2025. I hope you have a wonderful new year. I hope you have a safe new year. I wish you nothing but blessings. And I pray that God gives you everything your heart desired this year, even the things you didn't even know you desired. I pray that he give it to you. I pray that you have the opportunity to live the life that you deserve and the life that you always wanted. I see you guys in 2025.